As we age, the company we keep shapes our peace and joy more than ever. After 60, protecting your energy becomes vital for a fulfilling life. Yet, some people, despite our love for them, can drain your spirit and disrupt your serenity. In this video, we will reveal 5 types of individuals you should avoid living with to safeguard your well-being. Stay tuned, as the final insight uncovers a subtle relationship that might secretly control you. I am Gabriel, and here we dive into Stoic wisdom to guide better choices for a purposeful life. Let us begin this journey together. 1. Chronic complainers who cloud your joy. In your 60s and beyond, your home should be a sanctuary of peace, filled with moments that spark joy. Yet, some people fill that space with endless complaints, casting a shadow over your days. These chronic complainers, whether friends, family, or roommates, always find something to grumble about. The weather, their health, the news. Their negativity is like a fog, creeping into your mindset and dimming your outlook. Living with them can erode your emotional well-being, making it vital to protect your space from their gloom. Let us dive into why you must keep these energy drainers at bay. Have you ever spent time with someone who turns every conversation into a list of woes? No matter the topic, they pivot to what is wrong, what is unfair, what is broken. At first, you might listen patiently, hoping to offer comfort, but over time, their constant whining wears you down, leaving you drained and less able to savor life's simple pleasures. After 60, your mental clarity and happiness are precious. You have earned the right to surround yourself with positivity, not a chorus of complaints that drowns out your peace. Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught us, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." You cannot change a complainer's habits, but you can choose how much their negativity affects you. Living with someone who sees only the dark side of life is like living under a storm cloud. Their pessimism is contagious, subtly shifting your perspective until you start noticing flaws instead of blessings. This is dangerous because, as Buddha said, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. To stay vibrant, you must guard your thoughts from their gloom. Take the story of Javier, a 66-year-old retiree who moved in with a longtime friend after losing his spouse. Javier was eager to share meals and memories, but his friend complained constantly about aches, politics, even the food they ate. At first, Javier tried to cheer him up, suggesting walks or games, but the complaints never stopped. Javier noticed his own mood sinking, his days feeling heavier. Finally, he decided to move out, finding a small apartment where he could focus on his hobbies, like gardening and music. Surrounded by positive people, Javier's joy returned. His story shows that you cannot fix a complainer, but you can choose to protect your light. Let us reflect. Do you live with someone whose complaints dominate your days? Do their words leave you feeling tired or uninspired? After 60, your emotional energy is a finite resource, and you deserve to spend it on what uplifts you. Chronic complainers do not just vent. They spread a mindset that can steal your ability to appreciate life. As Seneca said, "There is no enjoying the possession of anything valuable unless one has someone to share it with. But that someone should add to your joy, not subtract from it. How do you spot these joy clouders? They rarely pause to celebrate the good. A sunny day becomes too hot. A kind gesture becomes not enough. They may not mean harm, but their words act like weights, pulling you into their dissatisfaction. The danger is gradual. You might not notice how their negativity reshapes your thoughts until you feel less hopeful, less alive. This is why setting boundaries is crucial. You do not have to endure their gloom to be kind. You can choose to prioritize your peace. Practically, try redirecting their complaints. If they start grumbling, shift the conversation to something positive, like a shared memory or a plan for the day. If that fails, limit your time with them. Spend more hours with people who spark joy. Join a club, volunteer, or take a class. These connections recharge you, reminding you that life is still bright. Another powerful tool is gratitude. Each day, jot down 3 things you are thankful for. A warm meal, a kind neighbor, a quiet moment. Gratitude is a shield, keeping negativity at bay. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." You cannot silence a complainer, but you can control how much space they take in your life. If you live with one, create balance. By carving out time for yourself, go for a walk, listen to music, or meditate. These acts preserve your inner calm, making their complaints less invasive. Over time, you may need to distance yourself further, perhaps by living apart, to ensure your home remains a haven. Here is a hard truth. Negativity breeds negativity. If you stay too close to a chronic complainer, you risk becoming one after 60. You have the wisdom to choose better. Do not let their dark lens color your world. As poet Rumi said, "Do not sit long with a sad friend. When you have seen that he is not willing to be anything but sad, leave." This does not mean abandoning them, but protecting your joy. You deserve a life filled with light, not complaints. So, take stock. Who surrounds you? Do they lift your spirits or dampen them? Your later years are for savoring, not enduring. Set boundaries with chronic complainers. Seek out those who share your zest for life. And hold fast to gratitude. Your peace is worth defending. This is your time to shine, surrounded by people who help you see the beauty in every day. 2. People who dim your ambitions by focusing on your age. As we step into our later years, our dreams should shine brighter than ever. Yet, some people douse those flames by fixating on your age. You share a bold plan, maybe starting a new hobby, traveling, or launching a small venture, and they hit you with, "At your age, that is not realistic anymore." Their words, often cloaked as practical advice, aim to cage your potential, making you question if your aspirations are out of reach. These individuals, whether family or friends, project their own doubts, implying your years limit what you can achieve. Nothing could be further from the truth. Let us pause and reflect. Have you ever hesitated to chase a goal because someone made you feel too old? Their remarks, however well-meaning, can plant seeds of doubt that hold you back. These naysayers act like gatekeepers, convincing you that your time for growth has passed. But here is the reality. After 60, you are not confined by a number. This stage of life is your chance to pursue passions you once set aside. Your experience is a strength, not a shackle. As the philosopher Plato said, "We are twice armed if we fight with faith." Your faith in yourself is what fuels progress, not the calendar. Consider this. How many times have you shelved a dream because someone said, "You are past that phase"? Maybe you wanted to learn an instrument, write a book, or explore a new place. But their voice echoed, "You do not have the stamina anymore." Or, that is for younger folks, these are the people to steer clear of. They are not just doubting you, they are projecting their fears, trying to anchor you to their limitations. Stoic wisdom, from thinkers like Epictetus, reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Do not let others define what you can do. Take the story of Clara, a 68-year-old who decided to take up photography. For years, she put it off, busy with work and family. When she retired, she shared her excitement with a close friend who scoffed. "Photography at your age? Why bother?" Clara could have listened, but she chose not to. She enrolled in a class, honed her skills, and soon her photos were featured in a local gallery. Her work brought her joy and connected her with a community of creators. Clara is proof that age does not dictate ability. Had she let her friends' words stop her, she would have missed out on a vibrant chapter of her life. Here is where practical steps come in. If someone constantly ties your dreams to your age, it is time to set boundaries. You do not need to cut them out entirely, but limit their influence. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who cheer on your goals. No matter how big or small, seek out those who inspire you to keep growing, who see your years as a badge of wisdom, not a barrier. After 60, you have a unique edge, life experience. You have navigated challenges, learned lessons, and gained insights. Younger people are still chasing. Use that to fuel your ambitions. Let us challenge the myth that age equals decline. As the poet Rumi said, "Beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right-doing, there is a field. I will meet you there." That field is your potential, limitless and waiting. When someone says, "You are too old," ask yourself, is it my age holding me back, or their doubts? If it is their doubts, let them go. Your life is yours to shape. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we control, our actions and mindset. You cannot change others' opinions, but you can choose not to let them dim your light. Think of your dreams as sparks. Each time you share them, you risk someone trying to snuff them out. Protect those sparks. Nurture them with action, no matter how small. Sign up for that class. Book that trip. Start that project. Every step forward defies the naysayers and proves your potential. As Seneca said, "While we are postponing, life speeds by. Do not wait for permission or the perfect moment. Today is yours to seize." So, who are you letting into your space? Are they fanning your flames or dousing them? After 60, Your energy is precious. Do not waste it on those who make you feel small. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who push you to dream bigger. Your age is not a limit. It is a lens through which you see the world more clearly. Use it to chase what sets your soul on fire. This is your time. Do not let anyone convince you otherwise. 3. Adult children who cling to dependency. Raising children is a profound joy, but by the time you reach your 60s, your role as a parent should shift from caretaker to guide. Yet, some adult children remain overly reliant, leaning on you for money, emotional support, or daily responsibilities well into their 30s and beyond. Living with them can trap you in a cycle of obligation, stealing the freedom you have earned. These children, though loved deeply, can unintentionally hold you back from enjoying your later years. Let us explore why fostering their independence is vital for both of you. Imagine this. You are ready to embrace the calm of retirement, to travel, to pursue hobbies, or simply to rest. But your adult child, still at home, expects you to cover their bills, solve their problems, or manage their life. You love them, so you help. But soon your days revolve around their needs, not yours. This dependency is not just a burden, it keeps them from growing into their own. As Marcus Aurelius said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." By carrying their load, you may be denying them, and yourself, a chance to truly live. Have you noticed how much of your energy goes to tasks that should be theirs? Maybe they lean on you for rent, lean on your advice for every decision, or expect you to handle their chores. This reliance, often rooted in habit or fear, keeps you tethered to a role you have outgrown. After decades of parenting, you deserve to prioritize your peace. But here is the catch. By enabling their dependency, you are not just sacrificing your freedom, you are stunting their growth. Independence is a gift you give them. And yourself. Consider Elena, a 70-year-old widow who lived with her 35-year-old son. He had a job, but relied on her for rent, groceries, and emotional support. Elena felt torn. She loved her son, but resented how her life centered on his needs. She wanted to travel, to join a book club, to breathe freely. Finally, she had a heartfelt talk with him, explaining that it was time for him to stand on his own. She helped him plan a budget and find an apartment. The transition was tough, but it freed Elena to live for herself, and her son grew more confident, managing his own life. Their bond became stronger, built on respect, not reliance. Stoic wisdom teaches us to focus on what we control. You cannot force your child to be independent, but you can set boundaries that encourage it. Epictetus said, "Some things are in our control and others not." Your child's choices are not yours to make, but your response is. If you keep rescuing them, you reinforce their dependency. Instead, guide them towards self-reliance. This is not about abandoning them. It is about trusting their ability to thrive, and it is about reclaiming your right to a life of your own. How do you spot this dynamic? Dependent adult children often expect you to be their safety net. They may live at home without contributing, ask for money regularly, or turn to you with every crisis. You might feel guilty saying no, fearing you are letting them down. But here is the truth. Love does not mean carrying their burdens forever. It means empowering them to carry their own. As poet Khalil Gibran said, "Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. Let them find their path, so you can walk yours." Practically, start with clear boundaries. If they live with you, set expectations, like paying rent or handling chores. If they ask for money, offer guidance instead. Help them budget or find resources. Have honest conversations, saying, "I love you, but it is time to take charge of your life." These talks are not easy, but they are necessary. Support them from a distance, offering advice, not solutions. This shift fosters their growth and frees you to enjoy your later years. Another strategy is to model independence. Pursue your own goals. A new hobby, a trip, a community group. Show them that life after 60 is vibrant, that you are not defined by their needs. Your example inspires them to take responsibility for their own journey. Seneca said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." By living fully, you teach them to do the same. You are not cutting them off. You are helping them soar. Here is a tough truth. Enabling dependency hurts both of you. It keeps them stuck, unable to face life's challenges, and it robs you of the autonomy you have worked for. After 60, you should be savoring your freedom, not solving problems that are no longer yours. Guilt may tempt you to keep helping, but true love sets limits. As Simone de Beauvoir said, "One is not born, but rather becomes a woman." Your children must become their own people, and you must become free to live as you choose. So, reflect on your situation. Are your adult children leaning too heavily on you? Is their reliance stealing your peace? You have the wisdom to know what is right. Set boundaries with love. Guide them with trust. And reclaim your time. This is your season to live with purpose, to enjoy the life you have built. Do not let dependency, even from those you love, hold you back. Your freedom and their growth depend on it. For partners who sap your serenity with self-centered needs, after 60, your heart deserves a love that lifts you up, not one that weighs you down. Yet, some romantic partners drain your peace with endless, selfish demands. Picture this. You are savoring the calm of your later years, craving quiet mornings and joyful moments, but your partner turns every day into a checklist of their needs, their complaints, their expectations. What starts as small requests, a favor here, a sacrifice there, soon becomes a one-sided dynamic where your energy is spent keeping them content. These relationships do not nurture, they exhaust. Let us explore why you must protect your tranquility from such partners. Have you ever felt like love is more about giving than receiving? In your 60s and beyond, a relationship should be a haven, a place of mutual support and warmth. But some partners act like emotional anchors, pulling you into their storms. They demand your time, your attention, your resources, leaving you depleted. At first, it might seem harmless, a minor grumble or a plea for help. Over time, though, You realize you are not sharing a life, you are carrying theirs. This is not love. It is dependency disguised as affection, and it can rob you of the peace you have earned. Stoic wisdom, from thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, reminds us you have power over your own mind, not outside events. In relationships, you cannot control your partner's behavior, but you can control what you tolerate. If your partner's needs leave you stressed, drained, or sidelined, it is time to ask, is this relationship adding joy to my life? Love should feel like a partnership, not a burden. As author Bell Hooks said, love is an action, a participatory emotion. If your partner's actions demand more than they give, you are not in a loving bond. You are in an emotional transaction. Consider Maria, a 67-year-old who found love after years alone. At first, her partner brought excitement, but soon his demands took over. He needed her to manage his finances, soothe his insecurities, and prioritize his plans over hers. Maria, who longed for a peaceful retirement, felt like she was working harder than ever. She was not his partner. She was his caretaker. Finally, she chose to step away, realizing that true love does not drain. It uplifts. Alone, Maria rediscovered her calm, her hobbies, and her freedom. Her story shows that solitude, chosen wisely, beats a relationship that steals your serenity. Let us reflect. Does your relationship bring peace or pressure? Do you feel valued or used? These questions cut to the core after 60. Your emotional well-being is non-negotiable. You have spent decades navigating life's challenges. Now is the time to cherish calm, not chaos. Partners who demand more than you can give are not sharing your journey. They are hijacking it. Epictetus taught us there is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. You cannot fix your partner's selfishness, but you can choose to protect your peace. How do you spot these energy-draining partners? They often frame their demands as needs, saying, "I need you to do this for me," or, "If you loved me, you would." Their crises never end, and your role becomes solving them. Over time, you feel less like a partner and more like a resource. The danger is subtle, because love can blind us to imbalance. But here is the truth. Love should not feel like labor. It should feel like home. If your relationship leaves you exhausted, it is time to rethink its place in your life. Practically, start by setting boundaries. If your partner demands too much, gently but firmly say no. Protect your time, your energy, your heart. For example, if they expect you to drop everything for their needs, explain, "I care about you, but I need space for myself too." If they respect you, they will adjust. If not, that is a sign to reconsider the relationship. Surround yourself with people who value your peace, friends who listen, communities that uplift. These connections remind you that you deserve balance, not burden. Another strategy is self-care. When a partner drains you, recharge through activities that restore your spirit. Take a walk, read a book, meditate, or pursue a passion. These moments rebuild your emotional strength, making it easier to stand firm. As the poet Rumi said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." If a demanding partner wounds your peace, let that pain guide you to better choices. You are not obligated to carry their load. Here is a hard truth. Being alone is better than being with someone who dims your light. Chosen solitude is not loneliness. It is liberation. It gives you space to reconnect with yourself, to rediscover what makes you happy. If your partner cannot walk beside you as an equal, let them go. You deserve a love that feels like freedom, not a cage. Seneca said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." At this stage, choose a partner who improves your life, not one who complicates it. So, take a moment. Look at your relationship. Does it bring you calm or chaos? Does it honor your needs or ignore them? After 60, you have the wisdom to know what you deserve. Do not settle for a love that takes more than it gives. Protect your serenity, because this is your time to live fully, surrounded by those who truly cherish you. 5. Caregivers who overstep into control. In your 60s and beyond, you have earned the right to steer your own life, making choices that reflect your desires and wisdom. Yet, some caregivers, often family-like adult children, cross the line from helping to controlling. They may decide what you eat, where you live, or how you spend your money, claiming it is for your own good. While their intentions may stem from love, this overreach strips away your autonomy, turning you into a passenger in your own story. Let us explore why you must guard your independence from those who try to take the wheel. Imagine you are planning your day, perhaps a walk or a new hobby, when a family member steps in, saying, "You should not do that. Let me handle it." Or, "I will decide what is best." At first, their help feels comforting, but soon you notice your voice fading. They choose your doctor, manage your finances, or pick your activities without asking. This is not care. It is control, and it risks dimming the freedom you have worked a lifetime to enjoy. After 60, your life should be yours to shape, not theirs to direct. Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When caregivers make decisions for you, they undermine that mastery. Often, their actions come from fear. They worry you will falter or face harm. But their concern can become a cage, limiting your ability to live as you choose. You might feel grateful yet stifled, unsure how to reclaim your say. The danger is subtle. What starts as assistance can morph into dominance, leaving you sidelined in matters that define your days. Take the story of Luis, a 71-year-old who lived near his daughter after retiring. She insisted on managing his schedule, from meals to medical appointments, saying, "Dad, I am just keeping you safe." Luis, still sharp and active, felt his independence slipping. He missed choosing his own routines, like morning walks or reading groups. Finally, he sat her down, explaining, "I value your help, but I need to make my own choices." They agreed to collaborate, with Luis leading decisions and his daughter advising. This balance restored his sense of self, proving that care should empower, not overpower. How do you spot over-controlling caregivers? They often bypass your input, assuming they know better. Phrases like, "Do not worry. I have got this." Or, "You do not need to decide," signal they are taking charge. You might feel dismissed, as if your years of experience count for little. This is not about rejecting their love. It is about ensuring their support respects your right to choose. As Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Do not let others waste your time by dictating your life. To protect your autonomy, set clear boundaries. If a caregiver oversteps, say, "I appreciate your concern, but I want to decide this myself." Be firm, yet kind, acknowledging their care while asserting your independence. Involve them in discussions, not décision. For example, ask for their opinion on a doctor, but choose your own. This collaborative approach maintains respect while keeping you in control. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." If their control feels wrong, address it. Another strategy is to define your vision for this stage of life. Reflect on what matters, perhaps travel, hobbies, or quiet days. Write it down. Share it with your family. Say, "This is how I want to live." When your goals are clear, it is easier to steer conversations back to your choices. Join communities or activities that reinforce your independence, like a fitness group or art class, to stay engaged and confident. These steps remind everyone, including yourself, that you are capable. Gratitude can also help. Appreciate the love behind their care, but do not let it override your freedom. Each day, note what you are thankful for. A kind gesture, a sunny moment, your own strength. This practice keeps you grounded, making it easier to stand firm. As poet Rumi said, "Do not feel lonely. The entire universe is inside you." Your inner strength, honed by decades, is enough to guide your path. You do not need others to decide it for you. Here is a hard truth. Even well-meaning caregivers can rob you of dignity if they control too much. After 60, your wisdom is your guide, not their fears. You are not fragile. You are seasoned, with insights younger people lack. As Simone de Beauvoir said, "One is not born, but rather becomes a woman." You have become someone who deserves to live on your terms. Accepting help is fine, but it must honor your voice, not silence it. So, reflect. Are your caregivers supporting or steering you? Do they listen or lead? You have the power to set the tone. Have open talks. Define your boundaries and live your vision. Surround yourself with people who respect your autonomy, friends who cheer your choices, communities that value your experience. This is your time to shine, to make decisions that spark joy and purpose. Do not let anyone, even those who love you, take that away. Your life is yours. Claim it with confidence. 6. Energy drive ainas who exhaust your spirit. After 60, your emotional energy is like a cherished battery, powering your days with joy and purpose. But some people, often without meaning to, sap that energy, leaving you weary and depleted. These energy drainers, sometimes called emotional vampires, thrive on your attention, support, and validation, taking far more than they give. Living with them can harm your mental and physical health, making it essential to shield your spirit. Let us explore how to spot these drainers and protect your vitality. Picture this. You start your day with enthusiasm, ready to enjoy a hobby or a quiet moment. Then, someone close, a friend, relative, or housemate, pulls you into their latest crisis. They need your advice, your reassurance, your time, again and again. Each interaction leaves you feeling heavier, as if your energy is leaking away. These drainers do not always act with malice, but their constant neediness creates a one-sided dynamic where your well-being takes a back seat. After 60, you deserve better. You deserve peace. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Energy drainers disrupt that quality, filling your mind with their troubles. You might feel obligated to help, especially if they are family or long-time friends. But this comes at a cost. Your emotional battery drains faster than you can recharge, leaving little for yourself. The danger lies in how subtle it is. You may not realize how much they are taking until you feel exhausted, irritable, or disconnected from your own needs. Consider Rosa, a 69-year-old who shared her home with a cousin. At first, Rosa enjoyed the company, but her cousin was always in distress. Needing Rosa to listen to endless worries or solve minor problems, Rosa felt trapped, her days consumed by her cousin's demands. She stopped painting, her favorite hobby, because she had no energy left. Finally, Rosa set limits, explaining she could not be her cousin's sole support. She encouraged her cousin to seek other outlets. Like a community group, Rosa reclaimed her time, rediscovering her art and her calm. Her story shows that boundaries save your spirit. How do you identify energy drainers? They often lean on you excessively, expecting you to fix their emotions or validate their choices. Conversations feel lopsided. Their issues dominate, and your needs are ignored. You might leave interactions feeling tired or resentful, a sign your energy is being siphoned. Epictetus taught us, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." But with drainers, listening becomes absorbing their burdens, and that is not your role. To protect yourself, practice emotional distancing. Listen without taking on their problems. For example, if they vent, nod and say, "That sounds tough. Have you thought about what to do?" This shows care without diving into their chaos. If they persist, gently redirect. "I need some time to focus on my day. Let us talk later." These boundaries preserve your energy while encouraging them to find other support. As Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Dare to set limits. Another key is self-care. Energy drainers thrive when you neglect yourself. Recharge by carving out time for what restores you. A walk, a book, a meditation session. These acts build resilience, making it easier to resist their pull. Join a group or hobby class to connect with people who energize you. Their positivity balances the drainer's impact. Psychologist Carl Jung said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." After 60, you are free to be your true self, not someone else's emotional crutch. Gratitude also helps. Each day, reflect on what fills your heart. A kind word, a sunny moment, a small victory. This practice keeps your focus on the positive, countering the drainer's negativity. As poet Rumi said, "Wear gratitude like a cloak, and it will feed every corner of your life." When your spirit is nourished, you are less vulnerable to those who sap it. You cannot control their neediness, but you can control how much you give. Here is a tough truth. You are not responsible for fixing anyone's emotional life. Energy drainers may guilt you into feeling otherwise, but your first duty is to yourself. After 60, your health and happiness are paramount. Living with someone does not mean absorbing their burdens. As Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." If a relationship feels wrong, if it drains more than it gives, it is time to act. Practically, limit exposure. If you live with a drainer, create space. Spend time in separate rooms or pursue solo activities. If they demand too much, say, "I care, but I cannot take this on right now." Seek balance by surrounding yourself with uplifting people, friends who listen as much as they share, communities that inspire. These connections remind you that relationships should feel mutual, not parasitic. Your energy is precious. Guard it fiercely. So, pause and reflect. Who in your life leaves you feeling depleted? Do they respect your boundaries? Or do they take without giving? You have the wisdom to choose who shares your space. Do not let energy drainers steal your vitality. Set limit, prioritize self-care, and embrace gratitude. This is your time to live with fullness, surrounded by those who honor your spirit, not exhaust it. Protect your energy, because you deserve a life that sparkles. Your 60s are a time to thrive, not just survive. Choose who shares your space wisely, keeping only those who uplift your spirit. Protect your peace, chase your dreams, and live with purpose. I am Gabriel, and if you found value here, subscribe and hit the bell for more wisdom. Comment, "I am Stoic," and share where you are watching from. I love connecting with you. Share this video with someone who needs it. A small act can spark big change. See you next time. Keep shining.